We came into the first game with our classes already established.
Is that right?
Yeah. Vex could have been a druid. Alternate universe.
In my head, doesn't matter what I wrote down, I'm just gonna scratch that out. Okay, cool, I'm gonna start writing things.
That is not who I am.
Nope, I decided I'm gonna change it on the fly.
I was like, this is a very serious scene, and then I say something, and I'm like, oh.
Poor Taliesin. I had to take him out to a coffee, and I was like, I think you know what this conversation is about, but your coat is broken. God, he sucks.
He's terrifying.
Like, same voice every time. He sits in that silence that DMs have. Regularly asks to be Godzilla fighting Grog. And I'm like, that's not a fight.
He thinks that if you play D&D, that means you have an animated series.
Afterwards, and he was like, I want to be a dragon. You're like, what? What?
What are you doing?
What are you doing? You don't do that.
Are they gonna kiss?
You're watching convention coverage.
Travis and Laura, welcome back. Thank you so much for coming back to our
Thank you.
show. And for the first time ever, Ashley
Johnson.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Awesome. So awesome to have you guys
I'm
back.
just so
and be here.
emotional. It's just like so amazing to be here.
One, kind of a lot of the questions that came through, as a lot of people are kind of wondering about character building and your process of building a character, and do you guys pre-plan? There's a lot of the similar questions here about what kind of the thought process is of choosing what you're going to play, especially with the new campaign. Do you guys get together and brainstorm and kind of like, you're going to be a rogue, then I'm going to be one of these? I mean, how do you guys go kind of through that process and decide what you want to do?
I feel like every campaign has been different with the way that we've created the characters. Yeah, like I feel like, was it last campaign we had a text thread that was like, I'm gonna be this, are you gonna be this, are you gonna be, so like we didn't overlap. But we didn't really do that this time.
Yeah, campaign 1, our home game, we all sat in a living room and talked about which classes we wanted to be, which was
No, we came into the first game with our classes already established.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But we did way back, but like at home though, when we built all our character sheets, everybody talked about what they wanted to do, and there was no overlap there, except for you and Liam.
Wait.
Your memory sucks.
I know
okay.
it really, really does. No, it really does suck. But I thought, wait. We didn't just hop into the first game?
No.
We had a session where we built our characters?
You mean the very first one that weren't actually our characters? The very, very, very first game? Yeah, Matt had pre-generated characters, and then we made the characters that we played that turned out to be Vox Machina.
That very first game, because I wasn't at the very first game. I think I was at the second or the third.
Yeah.
You didn't play the character. You didn't play like the character we know and love.
Listen, I have no memory of this. I know Taliesin was a different guy, but we were our characters. Yes, we were.
Okay.
We were.
Anyway.
Oh God, my memory's so bad.
Yeah, the first campaign we all kind of made sure that we had no overlap. Second campaign we went totally blind. We didn't tell anybody anything. Made our characters in the dark, designs, classes, all of that stuff. And from the get-go, if you wanted to learn anything about each other, you had to ask, which was fun, but it was also weird. It kept us from, I think, like solidifying as a group longer, which is a good and a bad thing, like from a drama and play perspective, which can be in...
lots of secrets in campaign 2.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of secrets.
Campaign 3, we were more open about it, and in campaign 4, there is more coordination because it is such a larger endeavor, with being a West Marches style campaign and more players.
So many more players.
Yeah, so there's more talking and sharing a little bit beforehand, but it's only like the outside of what the character might be, and not at all anything going on the inside.
Yeah. Man, I feel like the first campaign, I remember when I talked to Matt, and you guys had already done, I think one game.
I think
or two games or something like that, and he's like, well, we have two classes left. We have cleric and we have wizard. And I was like, all right, what does cleric mean? Like, I don't know what that is. and he's like, well, you would just like heal everybody, or you would just be doing spells if you're wizard. And I was like, well, that sounds kind of fun. Cleric sounds a little different. I'll try that. And then sometimes I think about it, I'm like, man, what if Pike was a wizard? Like, that would have been so cool. But I feel like every campaign has been different in preparation of how we build the characters. Just trying different approaches and seeing what works. And
Yeah. That's right, because Marisha wasn't in the first game either. And when I asked Matt, what could I be, I just knew I wanted a pet. And he was like, well, you can be a ranger or a druid. And so, yeah, Vex could have been a druid.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Alternate universe.
So do you go in, I've played this before, this is what I want to play, this is something I haven't tried before. So I know as a D&D player and a forever DM, unfortunately, there's certain things that I used to like to do, but then my players all kind of have their niches that they like to fit into as well. Do you kind of have something you like to play, and then these campaigns have allowed you to broaden your horizons for all intents and purposes?
Yeah, I think definitely that. Like, I know before we played campaign 2, my go-to was that like sneaky sort of like a rogue is what I wanted to be, but Liam took it. My go-to was like that sneaky sort of thing, and yeah, it's to be like I never wanted to be a cleric. Let's be real.
I mean, had I really known what it meant, I don't think I would have played it.
Really?
Because once we got in battle, I was like, well, I want to go like do stuff. And now I gotta
Clerics
heal
are
all these
chonky,
people.
man.
Yeah, clerics are chunky.
They are, yeah, I figured it out.
Flame strike? I mean, come on. That is a gnarly spell.
Yeah, guiding bolt.
Yeah, your go-to guiding bolt.
go-to?
Yeah.
I think sometimes it's about wanting to play stuff you haven't had before, and then other times it could be more of a fill in the gap approach. But after 10 years, it also changes a little bit from what do I want to do as a player to how does it benefit the story? How does it round it out interesting? And does it change or add anything to the character that I'm trying to play? Because I think for most of us, we usually come up with like, okay, I've got a character, I'm going to sit down and play. And then within the first hour, maybe the first 20 minutes, you're like, stuff's changing already in my head. Doesn't matter what I wrote down. I'm just going to scratch that out. Okay, cool. I'm going to start writing things.
That is not who I am.
Nope. I decided I'm going to change it on the fly.
I feel like with campaign 4, because there's been so much, because we have such a large group, I think there's been a little bit more planning. But I feel like my approach with campaign 4 has been more so based on sort of a story and a narrative, and then from there I was like, okay, so what kind of class would fit into this, and what do I want to be, so it was I kind of went about it that way as opposed to like, oh, I want to play a rogue and then I'll build the story around that. So it's the first time I've done that. So hopefully it works.
Your Goliath sorcerer you're playing for
my Goliath
campaign
sorcerer
4?
that I am playing.
Dang it, cross that off the list. It can't be Goliath Sorcerer.
I want to tell you all so
No.
I want to tell you all so because it's really good.
I don't want to tell you.
It's really
Tell y'all
good.
nothing.
Knowing the campaign is going to be so huge and how you're going to have so many characters, has that changed the dynamic in how you've gone about choosing your character? And do you think that some of this campaign 4 information will link back to previous campaigns? Will that affect what you decide to do?
Yeah. So with this one, we all like the whole cast got together, the whole group, however many there are of us, and so we got to talk about pitch our characters that we were thinking, and then get to talk about how they would know each other, and then we got to establish backstories together in a big group setting, and we got to keep our own secrets that we didn't want to reveal to the group, but there were also things that we could build on each other, which was really cool. Yeah.
But those big groups are not so big. They're actually fairly small groups. And so there are large portions of the general campaign that I don't know anything about. Other people don't know anything about. It's just little things. And I think that's the fun of it, is you all show up with your little piece of the puzzle, and then you try and learn about other pieces of the puzzle, and then you realize your piece doesn't matter at all, or that one's really important, and it changes, and you're like, we gotta run.
There were so many individual text threads with other members of the group going okay, so here's how I think we would have known each other in this way, and let's talk about some little stories, and it was really cool.
Yeah, there's 14 of us, which is the same amount of hobbits that went out, and everybody was fully safe when they got home.
14
from that
including
journey.
Brennan, yeah.
Yeah.
including
A
Brennan.
couple of folks have asked with regards to campaign 4-2 with Brennan running it and Matt now joining.
Yes,
The
player
players.
Mercer. Player Mercer.
How has that possibly affected the dynamic, knowing that now Matt, who was once behind the screen, is now on your side?
God,
of
he
the screen?
sucks.
He's terrible.
So
the
boring.
worst player.
Like same voice every
My
time. Ugly, terrible hair.
He's a wild card. You don't know what to expect from him because I think he knows more than anybody else that the rules are made to be broken.
Yeah, that's a very good way to put it so far. Yeah, he's great.
I mean, he's, of course, the greatest DM. And getting to play with him at the table is just... it's been so cool because he's just...
It's unnerving.
It's unnerving.
It's unnerving
he
because
he has a very cool character.
he sits in that silence that all forever DMs have. He has that confidence and he holds that space and time. And even when you're role playing with him, and when he and Brennan sort of square off or lock eyes, you're like, this is how cold fusion is created.
Yeah, like I got shivers. I do like chills just now.
They lock in and everybody's like, we can just go away from the table. But it's great. He's, and you just want to scream out insight check about every 5 seconds because he'll get his little nostril flare or the eyebrow starts to go and you're like, what are you doing? What does that mean? What are you saying? It's great.
I got a couple questions here actually regarding Ashley. A few people have asked since you were actually the first couple campaigns kind of hit or miss here and there, and
Yeah.
then campaign 3 you were there for the
Your
entire
characters were hit or
campaign.
miss.
First couple
kinda
campaigns,
true.
you were kind of
Paraphrasing on my
Sometimes when I go back and watch, I'm like, ooh.
What was it like actually going from showing up occasionally to actually being available for?
Oh, the best. Going back and forth was very hard. And I know it was hard on Matt, and he was just so wonderful about having me, go in and out and trying to make it work for the story. And yeah, I mean, it was great to be back finally and like fully at the table because it's and you get better as you do something more. That muscle gets worked, and I mean, this is playing a role-playing game. It's a whole different muscle. So I think the more I did it, the more I would get comfortable with it.
So more playing made for better experience, better gaming.
Absolutely. I mean, the more you can play this game, the better. We love this game. It's the more you get to do it, the better. And yeah, I'm just so glad to be home and be at the table full time.
Yay!
Right on. Was there something that hit in a campaign that has kind of stuck with you through the rest of the campaigns? Anything that happened that was deep and meaningful enough to affect you for the rest of the campaigns, even though the characters changed? Was it something that maybe affected something later on, or how you did something later on?
That first year, the first year or two of the show being on, I think was so transformative for how we played, because we went from sitting at home, making jokes, definitely no romance, lots of snacks, food, getting up, drinks, having fun, messing with each other while a roll was going on, very like just straight up home game
Lots
stuff.
of side talking, like you do.
Yeah, to being in kindergarten and you have to sit still in your chair, and also you probably shouldn't be eating so much in front of the camera.
We
with
learned
like,
that one real fast. We were like, oh my God.
And then, the greatest example was Liam taking the Nestea plunge and, turning to Keyleth and being like, I'm in love with you, right?
And all of our reactions.
we were like, what? What? What are you doing? You don't do that.
Are they gonna kiss? Yeah, we were so embarrassed for like, oh is this real life?
We were like, and, he was like, thanks for being pros, you guys. And
He was so mad.
letting that moment live. We were like, what are you talking about? You're just it was,
Yeah.
but it also ratcheted up the gravity and the import of what those characters were to us and what they were capable of making us feel.
Sorry,
instantly. And yeah, it was those characters changed us as much as we were changing them, every single game. And that's why we've fallen in love with TTRPGs just as much as everybody else has.
I feel like something that impacted me, I think, the most was when we were in our home game and Pike died. Mm-hmm. And I think at that time, I just didn't know that was... I mean, it's a possibility, but when it happens, you're like, wait, what? Wait, what do you mean? I can't do this anymore? Like, I can't come to this table and play with you guys anymore because my character's dead?
And remember, you almost didn't make it to the game.
I know.
You were because you were about to leave town or something. Like something was happening and you couldn't. And you were like, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be at the game. And then you died in the game, and we were all like, Matt.
Yes, and it was so like. I think just the gravity of the game and how much it all meant to us and meant to me, and I was like, oh, this is, but it's still to this day one of my favorite games. Like it was that, and then we had another game where we had like a home game for Winter's Crest that Laura had set up the whole table with like making it look like it was like a white felt where it was like snow and we all wore pajamas
and our characters gave each other presents,
in-game presents, which I think we've talked about, which I still have my presents from Grog, which they're 2 pine cone earrings.
He made them himself.
He made them himself.
Arts and crafts.
Yeah. And I still put them on my Christmas tree every year. Yeah. But I think, all of those moments stick with you. I think also the moment in Bell's Hells when Laudna and Orym went down was something that stuck with me throughout Campaign 3, because I was just like, did I make the wrong choice? I don't like this. It's anytime there's like a heavy decision where you're like, this is just a game, but this feels like such a weighty decision. Yeah, I love this game.
So those heavy moments in the earlier seasons when you're the learning curve and learning to deal with those things, then that's affected the later campaigns 2 and 3. Like you're saying, did I make a right choice? Now I've made this choice in the past. What about now?
But every time there's a big game-altering, player-altering decision that you have to make, you go home and you lose sleep over. At least I do. Going, did I do the wrong thing? What would have happened? Like with Vex choosing between, becoming a tree fairy. I don't know what she could have been, and I was like, shut up. I lost sleep. I was like, what if I did the wrong thing? Was I supposed to say yes to Sandor? I don't know. And I had to have like a big talk with Matt. Yeah, and he's like, the game would have gone on. You just would have been different. You made the right choice. Either choice is the right choice. Any choice. And that's like something that, like talking with Brennan, something he said is like, that's the difference between this and playing like an RPG in a video game. There's not like option A, option B, and option C. It's not like you don't choose a branch of dialogue. You create whatever you want to do, and I react to it, And I'm like, I know that, and I've known that, but hearing it said is like, God, it really is just so free.
I'm like, but just give me options.
Yeah.
Like, give me the ABC.
Yeah, I just need to know.
Yes, yeah. I need to have like the decisions, a smaller branch of options, so that I don't mess up.
There is something really, really gratifying of when you make a decision that shocks your GM.
Yes.
And realize they have to like scramble and come up with a new plan because you did something that they absolutely hadn't thought of as a possibility. It's good.
I always think of the cupcake. I feel like all of us at the table were like, wait, what are you doing? You can do that? Laura, the balls. How are you're gonna do it? That was the coolest decision. Yeah.
One of the areas where I will start to activate the most is when analysis paralysis starts to take over a table. Like the stakes are high, nobody wants to make the choice that might doom somebody or might define where we're going. And I'll start to smell it at the table. I'm like, I'm going to count down from 20.
Oh yeah, you can see it on his face when like it's about to happen.
We got to make a decision. We got to make a decision.
Yeah, I think, and if it is a quality or like a good characteristic that the future will tell for sure. I think this is true for everybody. You already know what the right decision is, regardless of the situation. In real life, in TTRPGs, but we've been taught responsibly so to make like a pro and con list, weigh it out. Have I taken a lot of advisement? Have I been careful? But you already know what you're gonna do because you've been with yourself longer than anybody else on the face of the earth. So if you can refine how quickly you get to that decision, it helps from a TTRPG perspective, but also from a life perspective. If you know the choice, sometimes you just kind of need to do it and see what happens. Let the cards fall where they may. And I think from a player perspective, that's what's so, I love pushing big red buttons and I love making those choices quickly because you'll see everybody go, wait, but, right? And then the story moves on.
Whenever we see Travis get antsy, and I'm like, oh no, something's happening. Something's gonna happen. We're making a decision. We're doing this.
I give a fair warning. I'm like, somebody do something.
I know.
Somebody do something. I made up my mind 5 minutes ago.
You need that person at the table. Especially with someone like me, where I'm like, let me take an eternity to make a decision of which type of beverage I want to drink at the table. So I'll have 5.
She really does. She has so many cups on
I have
camera.
a problem.
A couple of questions regarding Travis and Laura. Being a married couple, has playing this game, I've had a few people ask, as husband and wife DMs and players out there, we're kind of wondering how has playing the game affected your guys' marriage as a total, if that can be asked.
It's just been so bad for it.
I mean, an elf and
Yeah. It's done wonders for Goliath-elf relations.
I mean, we're together nonstop because of this. It's pretty great. You would think I would be totally sick of him, but...
But not yet. No, it's great. I mean, how it is such a rare opportunity to be able to work with your spouse, to be with your partner, to be with the person that like inspires you, and then to share also those stories when you come home from work and be like, you'll never believe what happened today. Oh, wait, you were right there the whole time.
Yeah.
You know.
There's not a lot. But plus, being in the game together, I think also helps because I'm sure Sam and Liam's wives, they would get home and like try to tell the story, and their wives were probably like, oh, you're telling me about your dream. I don't care.
Did this really happen? No, okay.
Then just shut up.
Yeah.
So yeah, we don't have to worry about that. We can actually talk about it like it was a real memory, a real experience.
Yeah, and like it also, we have an amazing son, and he loves the Monster Manual and makes up his own characters and knows our characters and asks us to do voices. So we are rarely speaking in normal voices in our house, including our son.
Yeah.
Who regularly asks to be Godzilla fighting Grog, and I'm like, that's not a fight, man.
He thinks that if you play D&D, that means you have an animated series. It's
I wish that was
funny.
true.
Yeah, he's like, when are my characters going to be in the show? It's real cute.
We got to put him in an episode because there was a kid playing in the street, and Grog goes over and tries to get them information on where Ripley's taken Percy, and we got him in the booth, and I was like, so I just want you're just going to say these words, this is what it sounds like, and then laugh afterwards. And he was like, I want to be a dragon. I was like, yeah. We all want to be a dragon. But the boy...
You just say bang, bang?
The boy is the one we're doing right now. And he goes, I'm going to be a dragon and roar. I was like, okay, let's get that. We're going to record. Can we record a dragon? Great. So can we do the boy line? No, I'm done. Oh, the tricks for getting kids to say stuff.
I think that'd be a fun edit for Vox Machina. Have all of a sudden all the dragons, the big battles, the characters, and then to hear your sons.
Oh, the Cinder King is so cute.
So with all the playing at the table and whatnot, and getting the experiences of the Vox Machina playing at the table, were there any challenges with regards to translating that to the animated series?
Yes.
Going from all that time playing to kind of trying to boil it down to
24-minute episodes?
Yeah, 24-minute episodes.
Crazy. It's nuts, y'all. So I think I think I've said this before. For the Briarwood arc, we took 26 to 32 hours and squished it down into 12 22-minute episodes. And obviously so much stuff has to get lost, but that was a very well-defined path with like some moments taken out because it didn't affect the larger story. We didn't need those details or the color for the character we could find in different ways, and that's where the beauty of the writer's room comes in. But for the Mighty Nine, those of you that watched it from the very beginning, and we'll probably remind people as we get closer to November 19th, there is such a difference from where the Mighty Nine started to where the middle of that story was to where it ended. And I think a lot of people love their friends from the end of the Mighty Nine, and we have to just remember it took years from them starting at a particular place, and that's where we're starting at. And also, that first calendar year of games, it made no freaking sense. We went so many different places and left so many different things uncompleted, and we'll like come back to this and we'll come back to this, and Trenikathon and the Empire and the Dynasty and there's Zucatoa. There was so much stuff, and our poor writers that had to learn about these characters and the storyline in that writer's room, they were like, who did this? Was there no one keeping it on the rails?
No.
Like, what?
That was the most open. Matt was like, I'm gonna let you guys choose in this one, and we're like, no, but again, give us an option here because we're just going everywhere.
I need an adult.
Yeah.
I need a leash.
Give me bumpers.
Help, Dad.
So we've really cultivated a story, I think, that
We've
makes...
culted. Welcome. Traveler welcomes you all. Sorry, keep going.
You want to be the high priestess of the cult?
Yeah.
High priesty Bailey. It's going to be a great story. It starts from these origins, but it also takes into account where the story is going, seeing characters that you didn't see very often because they hadn't become important to us as PCs in that live stream game, right? You really didn't, Matt didn't do cutaways to stuff that was happening that didn't involve us because that wouldn't make any sense. But we can do that now. So it's really cool. Yeah, you'll get to see a whole bunch of the world right away, and we're going to take our time getting to all of your favorites in the Mighty Nine. But it's going to be great. It's a challenge and a risk and a gamble, and that's the fun.
And I am obsessed with it. It's so good.
It's so good. It's so good. More stuff from that soon. You'll see.
So you guys, did you have a direct hand in where things as far as the animated series
Travis and Sam are like executive producer. We're all named
They
as
do
executive producers,
everything.
but they do it all.
Everything. They do everything.
Yeah, we touch every single aspect of it. So sound design, music, composition, edit, character design, animation, retakes, mix, all that stuff. I mean, we are floor to ceiling every single day on all of the seasons of both shows. So it's a lot, but there's also a tremendous team at Titmouse. Our supervising directors, Sun Jin An and Juno Lee, are just amazing dudes that love action, love anime, love the same sort of stuff that inspires us and how we like to see these characters. But yeah, we're in it every step of the way, and all of our founding members, our cast members, were in the writing room. They give notes on scripts. We improv dialogue. We change dialogue after we record it. Mm-hmm. The storyboards come back. We get to do notes on character designs, what's in their hair. Poor Taliesin. I had to take him out to a coffee, and I was like, I think you know what this conversation is about, but your coat is broken. It is dead and dying a very quick death. And he was like, well, how much of it can we save? And I was like, the color red? Like, you're going to get maybe a symbol or two, a large symbol on the back, because they have to be able to draw that coat moving 12 times a second. So there's no world in which that beautifully intricate coat that you made, along with Percy's beautiful intricacies and Caduceus and of course Ashton, he is an animator's worst nightmare. They were like, how much are we trying to incorporate from this? And we were like, just start and we'll tell you we'll tell you where it goes.
We've got a couple of questions here regarding the voicing of the characters and doing the voice acting. And of course, you guys went from playing the Vox Machina to actually voicing the characters in the show. Some of the questions that we have here regarding voice acting, I got a question from Tommy regarding accents. Is there an accent that you try to avoid using?
Because we suck at it?
Oh yeah.
Maybe that's why.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, I can't do Scottish. I can't.
So hard.
I can't.
I can't.
I can't. I don't know. I can't do it.
I can't do French. My French it's offensive. And just kind of drunk. Like my French accent is a little drunk.
You sound like John Cleese in Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It's outrageous accent.
I'm working on a game right now that has some French developers, and so I'm like on the line with them constantly. And at the end of this session, I tried to say thank you so much. I was like, merci beaucoup. I'm like, oh God, I'm so sorry.
I know. Why is it so awkward?
It's so bad. Like
when you when you're trying to.
and they're speaking English to me the whole
Yes.
time. I feel like I should be able to speak French back to them. Nope.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah, accents are tough. Accents are
tough.
It's something you have to be comfortable with enough so it won't slow down the role play part of it.
Yeah, that's a key thing.
Because when you're trying to think of, I mean, I certainly do this. If I have to be fast, or if the tension is high, or if I need to just respond faster, I'll drop out of the accent part of the role play and just start talking, because there are enough hitches or glottal stops or interesting things with the way you have to enunciate the words in an accent that it'll just slow down what you're doing. And if you need to be fast, sometimes you just have to drop that weight and go, you know.
I feel like every time that we've sat down, I've always wanted to do an accent at the table, because there's something, I feel like just with like an English accent, it just feels more fantasy. Like it just feels.
That's why I did it in the first campaign.
Lord of the Rings,
Because
man.
I mean,
Makes
come
sense.
on.
Yes. Like you want to do it. And then yeah, same as what Travis was saying. It's like it can affect your role play, because I feel like I was trying to do an accent with Yasha, whatever that accent was. And I think I would have talked more if I didn't have an accent, because I was so nervous about what was going to come out of my mouth. I was like, this is a very serious scene, and then I say something, and I'm like, oh. That sounded so stupid.
Yeah.
You had lead-ins for Yasha. Yes.
I was like, maybe she's just a character
I
that is
had
very
lead-ins
few
for
words.
Grog too. I would go, yeah, right, every time. Yeah, so, yeah, right. I'll think, yeah. Every time.
Playing the game, moving to the animated series. In the beginning, way back when, the house games and whatnot, could you possibly have thought this is where it would wind up?
Never. No, absolutely not.
And how is that kind of just overall surprised you in the long run?
I think the surprise has been like anyone having a dream or an ambition or a goal, and even saying it out loud seems foolish, right? Because it's so unachievable. Yeah. It is a ridiculous thing to sit. It was a ridiculous thing to sit around our home game and for Liam to out loud with his mouth, his beautiful mouth, to say, hey, I'm going to commission an artist to draw our characters.
Yeah,
and
we
all
were
of us were like, what?
You can do that?
What do you mean? He's like, I just think we could send her descriptions and she could draw what our group looks like. We're like, that's cool, but why? Really?
It was so cool to get to see them for the first time on paper.
And that might have been the first catalytic moment of understanding that the visual side of this game that lives so much in imagination had such potential to reach audiences that maybe just haven't had a chance to open that part of their imagination when they think about this hobby or TTRPGs or what role-playing is.
I feel like it's so accessible now. Like when we started, that wasn't a thing, like to commission your characters, and now it's like, oh, I'm just going to commission my character. It's so much more tenable.
And it might have been, but we didn't know about it, right? There wasn't, at least to what we saw, there weren't a ton of resources or people talking about it or sharing their art. Now there's like a whole environment for it, right? People love to see each other's characters. There are new artists, cutting their teeth on, commissions and working for different shows, and you're elevating people that work in video games and they come over and work on fantasy projects, and it's just the most amazing ecosystem that's kind of developed out of that. But even when we said, like, could these still images that we've drawn, could that be a comic book? Like, could we make dialogue and make comics out of it? Yes. Could and then it was, right? Yeah.
Oh,
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
The Dark Horse comic book. And then the animated series was like, that's what we all love. Like, we're all kids of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We live and die by our cartoons. We have our kids watch the same shows that we watch growing up because they are a little less insane visually for many of the parents out there. But you're like, how do you go about doing that? And like any new endeavor that there's really no roadmap for, you just take one step after the other and learn and fail and learn and fail and learn and do better and better. And it just leads to a goal. And sometimes it doesn't pan out. Sometimes you make a hard right turn, and sometimes you surprise yourself by accelerating quickly towards that thing. And that's a beautiful thing. But each one of those moments where we would have a little bit of a breakthrough, this little family of ours would sit together and go like, oh my God, what is happening? And that's been the best thing. I mean, the fact that we have, as Liam has said, people that are willing to put time and energy into the cosplay for the lunacy that comes out of our heads is more rewarding than we can ever convey to you all. Like, we'll be driving in the car on the way here, and we are like those kids in the candy store on the window. We're like, we see a fern! There's a fern!
There's a fern!
There's a Vex! It's an animated series, Vex! Like,
We get too excited, yeah.
There's no point in, over the decade that we've been doing this where we expect what's going to happen. Like, oh yeah, this'll be great, or this'll, make an impact in some way. Just every moment and every milestone has been astonishing to us. Like, and I think we all know, and we all say this, and so many people in any types of spaces like this, like, truly we wouldn't be where we're at without all of you guys. And that's 110% true. It's you guys. You all accepted us into your living room to hang out. And this is the best. The greatest and the best. I was trying to say it at the same time, and a weird word came out.
It's the grayest.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you so much. Please give a big round of applause to Travis.